Okay, so before we get into the video, I strongly recommend that you go check out the video that Rika100 made. Because this video is kind of a response to that one, and his video is way better than mine. Well, anyways, without further ado, let's get on to it. Hello and welcome to the shit show that will call my channel. Now, I have a question for you. Is Vert from Hyperdimension Neptunia a bad character? Now, you may be asking two questions. First, what is Hyperdimension Neptunia? Second, who is Vert and why would she be a bad person? Alright, I'm going to ask you to calm down with the questions, okay? So, let's get with the first one. What is Hyperdimension Neptunia? The Hyperdimension Neptunia franchise is made by Idea Factory and published by Compile Hearts, and is based around the idea of turning consoles into little moe anime girls with a timeline more complicated than the Zelda one. Now, the second question. Who is Vert? Vert is the personification of Xbox, and I know in the fan base, she's known for having two big personalities. By that I mean tits! She is one of the four goddesses of a land called game industry, the others being Neptune, who represents Sega, Noir, who represents PlayStation, Blonde, who represents Nintendo, and finally her, who represents Microsoft. Now that you know the basic rundown of the games, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. Oh boy, that's a lot of reading. Now personally, I like Vert's character. In fact, I think that any scene with her is just that tiny bit funnier just because of her personality. But Rikam's problem is that he says she doesn't really represent Microsoft like she should, except for maybe the tits, which is supposed to reference how big Xbox consoles are. Now, his suggestion would be just completely scrap all the connections to Microsoft, but I don't agree with that, because I feel like in order to have a NEP game, you gotta have the whole roster, you know, Sega, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. So, we're not gonna do that. So my idea is to have a game dedicated to Vert. Now, this idea could help with a couple of problems that he has with her. Problem number one, her plot significance. This could help with her since it can kind of give her more material to work off of. And also, it could also give her some opportunities to give her a better personality, more like Microsoft's. Like, her personality could be very confident, but very reckless. This doesn't make sense because Microsoft themselves are very confident in themselves, but in turn of them being so confident in themselves, they're reckless. Like, pretty reckless. Now, we could call this game something like we would have mentioned Vert plus Nepgear or some shit. Okay, so to make Vert's game, you would need a time frame. Now, let's go with around the failure of the Xbox One and its struggle to stay relevant. Now, this would put us more at the beginning of Mega Dimension Neptunia. Now, and around this because that would put us around the CPU shift period. For the people who are new to the series or have never played a NEP game, the CPU shift period is when the newer gen consoles come out, like the Xbox One X and stuff. So the story starts around the CPU shift period, maybe when NEP is in Zero Dimension. So everyone is trying to gain shares as quickly as possible by announcing their new consoles. Well, Blonde released her console 1 year ago. It's about to get tanked by Vert's console, only to have 2 months later to get fucking destroyed by Noir's console. With many more exclusive games, features, and power, Vert and Blonde's console cannot keep up, and after a few years, Vert starts to get back into the race with a new console upgrade, and later the release of the most powerful console on the market, and a sudden increase of exclusive games. Also, add in some references to PC gaming, you know, because Microsoft's connection to PC gaming, because, you know, they kind of make Windows. Hello everybody, my name is Dirtmaster, or Jared is my real name, and thank you for watching this video. Now, I want to say, I'm not really that proud of this video. The script was made like a long time ago, and I already had half of it edited, so I didn't really want to edit the script anymore. And honestly, I'm just tired of working on this project. So here's what you got. I guess it's more for the editing. Well, anyways, I'm really if you're hearing this, you've obviously watched the end of it, and